One of the other things, and I was thinking after the Insight MCC presentation earlier, maybe we can connect this on there. The Chronicle of Higher Education, back in April of 2008, ran an article about the truths and myths about FERPA. And one of the things that was in there that is the truth about FERPA, it says it gives us considerable discretion to do what we, in our best judgment, think should be done. The consequences FERPA imposes for good faith mistakes are in reality little more than a gentle admonishment to learn from those mistakes and do better the next time. So we're going to try to use our best judgment. This is not to say that we're going to go willy-nilly violating students' rights and sharing all kinds of information that's inappropriate. But what it does say is that if in your best judgment and in the best good faith, you believe that sharing some information about a student with me or with someone else here on this campus is appropriate, that's okay. Again, we're not saying that we want to violate student rights and privacy. We're not saying that at all. But if there are behavioral issues that you think need to be disclosed, please disclose them. Those are not covered under FERPA. We're going to switch gears a little bit. One of the other questions that we had at the fall in-service was, well, what about calling 911 and 22 and all that kind of business and all these, alphabet and number soup kind of things? So Harriet is going to talk a little bit about 911 and 22.
My name is Harriet Johnson. I'm the Director of Campus Safety and Security, and I'd just like to thank all those people who were selected to pull the alarms. Let's give them a hand, okay? This is a one-time deal only. My part is very simple today. There are two emergency numbers. One is 911 and one is 22. If you have an emergency, an imminent danger, a life-threatening situation, you call 911. If you call, and if it's possible to call from an MCC phone, that automatically goes to dispatch and the emergency services are notified and we're notified also, so we can go to that location. If you dial 911 from your cell phone, it goes to the emergency services, but it doesn't let us know where the emergency is. So what I'm going to ask you is, when you can, in an imminent danger situation, call 911 from a MCC phone. If you can't and you dial it from your own cell phone, then call 22 and let us know what's happening. By imminent danger, I mean that someone's having chest pains, seizure, severe bleeding, a fire of any kind, weapons, or if someone claims to have a weapon, or if there's a threat to someone, or if he's threatening himself or someone else. When you call 911, security arrives, and we're all certified in first aid and AED. So we're the first responders. We come to the scene, we do as much as we possibly can, and then when the ambulance comes, we let them take over. If you dial 22, that means that it's a non-threatening emergency. For example, examples like this would be a disruptive student, if you need an escort to your car, if there's some vandalism, if there's suspicious behavior or a suspicious circumstance. So again, 911 is life-threatening. Try to dial it from a campus phone. If you can't, then dial 22 to let us know what's happening. When you dial 911, these are some of the questions the operator is going to ask you. First of all, what type of an emergency is it? So be prepared to answer that. Where is it happening? Where is it located? You just can't say MCC. You have to say building B, room, whatever. They're going to ask you what's happening right now. Is the person conscious, bleeding, breathing? Are there chemicals involved? Are there weapons involved? And what other injuries? And they're going to ask your name, who's calling, and then they're going to ask the name of the person that needs help. So be prepared to answer those questions. I've prepared a sheet from Linda Broken, and I made it in yellow so you can hang it up, and all this information is on it. And I've placed them right outside. So please take this, and any questions at all, please ask. Thank you.
Thank you, Harriet. And again, just to build on something that Leslie said earlier, if it crosses your mind that maybe you need to call 911, you probably should. We've all been trained from a young age when to call 911. So you have that gut reaction. If it's something that if you were at a mall or you were at home and you would call 911, call 911 from campus. Can we hold questions till the end? Would that be okay? I promise you can be our first question. Okay, I will. And it is important, if you can, if it doesn't put you or others in danger, if you can contact campus safety after you call 911, they're already here. And they're trained in first aid. They can respond virtually instantaneously. So while the police or fire or ambulance is coming, our campus safety team can help you immediately. So that's the reason for calling campus safety after calling 911, if you can. If an emergency were to occur on campus, we have a multitude of different ways to get that word out to our employees and to our students. And I'd just like to identify what some of those communication vehicles are so that you're aware of them and you'll understand what they mean if they were to occur. The first method, obviously, we all experience today is the fire alarm. Again, if you hear the fire alarm, get out. Don't wait for it to stop. Don't anticipate that it's a drill. You need to evacuate the building as quickly as possible. And again, it is important to move beyond the parking lots to the grassy areas, primarily because if the fire alarm is pulled, we'll have fire trucks screaming into the parking lots, and we don't want them trying to drive around students and employees. So it is important to actually walk past the parking lots. We do have the PA system that we will use in the event of some emergencies. Perhaps the most common would be in the event of a tornado. We will use the PA system primarily to let folks know that it's important to seek shelter. We may use the PA system in the event that evacuation is necessary if special instructions are required, specific directions about what areas of the building to avoid, etc. For both tornado and fire, again, we have our campus response team. And can we have those folks stand up one more time so we see who they are? We'll at least wake some of you up. Let's give them a round of applause. And again, when possible, in the event of an emergency, they will have the green vests on and whistles. And if you want your very own green vest, if you want to join, and a flashlight, sorry, I forgot the flashlight. If you want to join the campus response team, just let Harriet or Pat know. They do have some openings for the team because of retirements and because some employees have left. So we are looking for additional members of that team. We also have our new mass notification system, and I'll talk about this one more specifically in just a few moments, but we will be using this in the event of major campus emergencies. We still do have our traditional phone tree, and just to clear up clarification, we will continue to use this for the time being. Although we have the mass notification system, that will not replace our phone tree, particularly during the winter months, in case we ever have any snow closings. So we do need to continue to use the phone tree. We will post emergency information on our MCC website, on Inside MCC, and on Angel. And these primarily would be updates both for employees, but also for our students and the public. And we also have an emergency closing center website that we use. You can simply Google Emergency Closing Center, and it'll be the first link. And that will have up-to-date information about any college closings that we may have. We have several employees who participate on what we call our emergency communications team that help make these things happen. Can I ask those folks to stand? It's a big portion of this middle. And we have, where's Margaret? You can stand too. And we have some folks in E-Building. They're all shy. Yeah, it's all right. So again, we would be using a multitude of different methods to communicate in the event of an emergency.